Welcome to our JavaScript course, where we're going to be looking at interactive JavaScript, and that means the DOM, the Document Object Model. This is a beginner's course where we're going to be introducing how to interact and how to use the DOM within your web pages to make dynamic and interactive web applications. My name is Lawrence, and I've been building web applications since 1999, and I'm so excited to have the opportunity to present this course to you today. One of my favorite things with JavaScript is interacting with the DOM, because this is what makes your web pages come to life. There are some prerequisites for this course, so basic knowledge of HTML and CSS, and also some working knowledge of JavaScript, because this course is going to be focusing on the DOM, the Document Object Model part of JavaScript. We're not going to be going over all of the fundamental core concepts of JavaScript. So JavaScript is an object-based scripting language. The majority of websites already employ JavaScript, so JavaScript is everywhere. Using JavaScript to interact with your web content is a great way to create some nice interactive websites. So basically what the DOM is it allows HTML, XHTML, and XML documents to be treated as in a tree structure, so that every node within that web page gets represented as an object, and it's all part of the document. So all of this is built by the browser. So the DOM is a tree structure that represents all the HTML code, and as your browser is rendering out that HTML code, it builds up the DOM, and this is why we've got so much information within the DOM. And then using JavaScript to call into the DOM to get information from the DOM, we can influence all the elements within our web page. So elements in the web page, they can be accessed and changed. The DOM helps describe how all the HTML elements relate to each other. So this is an illustration of the DOM and the tree. So you see there, it starts out with the document, then your HTML, and each one of these tags is a separate node on the tree, and then going from the parent to the child, and then the child will have children as well, and so on until you get to the last node within that tree. And we see that there's quite a lot of information that's contained within the DOM, and we are going to be showing you how to use it. So in the course, some of the resources I'm going to be using an editor available at Brackets.io, so the Brackets editor, and as well the browser that I'm going to be using is Chrome browser, because it's going to give me access to DevTools, and I'm going to show you a little bit more about that in the upcoming lessons. So basically the DOM lets you create dynamic and interactive web pages using JavaScript, and the JavaScript allows you to manipulate and influence all the elements on the page. So the first thing about learning about the DOM and what we're going to show you in the upcoming lessons is making a selection. So you've got a whole bunch of elements on your web page, and you've got to select the ones you want to use and you want to interact with. So there's a number of ways to make selections, and we know with HTML there's tags, there's IDs, there's classes and elements as attributes. There's also another way to make selection, that's the query selection. So we are going to be looking at that. And then once you've made a selection of an element, you can actually traverse to other elements. So you can traverse to their children and to their siblings, to their parents, and so on. So you can really move through all those elements, and I'm going to be showing you that in the upcoming lessons. So we're going to really explore how JavaScript works and how JavaScript objects work. So basically, the DOM lets you get data. We're able to get information. We can get information about the web page. We can get information about the elements, the text contained within the elements, HTML contained within the elements, and so on. We're also able to connect into the CSS, so the styling of the elements, and update that styling. And we're also able to add active event listeners for the web page so that we can create some interactions. So whether they're clicks, hover overs, and there's a whole number of different interactions and event listeners that we can use. We're also going to show you how to create dynamic content on your page. So we're able to append and remove elements all dynamically via JavaScript. We're able to change background colors, get attribute information, and just a whole lot of stuff that we can get from the DOM when we create DOM interaction. So we know that JavaScript is really powerful, and the DOM really demonstrates how powerful JavaScript can be. This course is designed to cover the core aspects of the document object model and JavaScript and how they work together, their relationship together. So I'm going to show you how you can create this type of effect just using, so there's no CSS here. This is all done via JavaScript, and there's a whole bunch of different things that you can do that we're going to be showing you within this course. So when you're ready, let's get started creating some amazing things using JavaScript and interacting with the DOM.